Picture a walled medieval city rising straight out of turquoise water. Stone towers, orange rooftops, mountains behind it. That's not a movie set. That's Dubrovnik, Croatia. And the best way to arrive is exactly the way sea captains have arrived for 1,000 years, by ship. Today I'm taking you along the Adriatic, one of the most beautiful stretches of coastline on Earth, aboard Viking, the cruise line that famously does things differently. No kids, no casinos, no nickel and diming. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where this voyage goes. What makes Viking ships so calm and elegant? What's actually included in the fare? And whether this is your kind of cruise. Hi, I'm Ada Janosik with Infinity Fun and Travel, and welcome back to Ports, Ships, and Resorts, the series where I bring you the insider look I get as a travel advisor, from supplier webinars and training you don't see as a consumer. Last episode, we sailed Tahiti. Today, we're crossing the world to the Adriatic Sea, Venice, Croatia, Montenegro, and Greece. If you love beautiful places explained honestly, hit subscribe, because this series is just getting started. Let's set the scene. The Adriatic is that slender arm of the Mediterranean between Italy and the Balkans, and the Croatian side may be the most underrated coastline in Europe, more than 1,000 islands. Water so clear it looks Caribbean. Medieval towns that survived the centuries intact, where you walk on marble streets polished by 2,000 years of footsteps. Here's the thing, though. Driving this coast is slow. Mountain roads and ferry lines eat your vacation days. But by ship? Every morning you wake up docked at the next jewel. This is a coastline that was made, literally, historically made, to be seen from the sea. And unlike the mega-ship Caribbean routes, the Adriatic rewards smaller, quieter, more thoughtful ships. Which brings me to Viking. If you've seen Viking's commercials on PBS, you know the vibe. And I can tell you, the reality matches. Viking's ocean ships carry about 930 guests. Every single stateroom has a private veranda. No inside cabins, period. The design is Scandinavian. Light wood, clean lines, quiet spaces, floor-to-ceiling glass everywhere. So the destination is always the star. And here's what makes Viking truly different. What they proudly leave out. No children under 18, no casinos, no water slides, no art auctions, no photographers chasing you at dinner. It is blissfully, deliberately calm. The Nordic spa is one of the best at sea, with a thermal suite, snow grotto and all. And it's included, not an upcharge. Dining is open seating. The restaurant, the World Cafe, Italian at Manfredi's, and my favorite spot, the Aquavit Terrace at the back of the ship, where you eat dinner outside watching the coastline slide by. If you're the traveler who wants elegance without stuffiness and peace without boredom, Viking built these ships for you. Now let's talk about what your fare actually covers, because Viking includes things most lines charge extra for. Every port comes with a complimentary shore excursion, a real guided tour, not a shuttle to a souvenir shop. All your meals are included, and beer and wine are included with lunch and dinner. Specialty coffees included, Wi-Fi included, port taxes and fees included, access to the spa's thermal suite included, even self-service laundry, which, trust me, on an 8-day, 2-country trip, your suitcase will thank you. Add it up, and Viking's sticker price is far more honest than most. What you see is very close to what you'll actually spend. 8-day Adriatic sailings start around $3,500 per person. And Viking runs airfare promotions regularly, which is exactly the kind of thing I watch for my clients. Let me walk you through the signature 8-day voyage. Venice, the Adriatic, and Greece. You begin in Venice. And yes, give yourself an extra day or two there. I can arrange it. Then the ship crosses to Split, Croatia, where the entire old town is built inside a Roman emperor's retirement palace. Diocletian's palace, 1,700 years old and still humming with cafes and life. From there, Dubrovnik, the pearl of the Adriatic. Walk the massive city walls, stroll the marble stradun, ride the cable car up Mount Sird for the view of a lifetime. Game of Thrones fans, yes, this is King's Landing, and yes, there's a tour for that. Next comes my sleeper favorite, Kotor, Montenegro. The ship sails into the Bay of Kotor, Europe's southernmost fjord-like bay, with stone villages and mountains rising straight from the water. The old town is a maze of medieval lanes, and if your knees are up for it, the climb toward the fortress is the best workout with a view in Europe. Then Greece takes over, Corfu, green and elegant with its French-style arcades and Venetian fortresses. Olympia, where you stand in the very stadium where the first Olympic Games were run nearly 3,000 years ago. And finally, Athens, the Acropolis, the Parthenon, and the perfect place to add a few extra nights. 7 countries worth of history, 1 unpack, and an included excursion at every single stop. A day on this cruise flows beautifully. Mornings ashore with your included tour, afternoons back on board, maybe the thermal suite, maybe a lecture from the resident historian, because Viking brings actual experts on every sailing, and their destination talks are the best I've seen at sea. Evenings are long dinners, a glass of Croatian wine, try the plavak mali, thank me later, and classical music in the atrium instead of a screaming pool deck party. Viking calls it the thinking person's cruise, and honestly, that's the perfect description. This is travel for people who are curious. So who should book this? If you're 55 plus and you want Europe without the exhausting logistics, this is tailor-made. Couples celebrating something, solo travelers. Viking's calm atmosphere and included excursions make it wonderfully easy to travel alone without ever feeling alone. History lovers, photographers, wine people. Who is it not for? Families with kids, they're not allowed. And anyone whose idea of a great cruise night is a casino and a belly flop contest? You know who you are, and I love you too. I just have other ships for you. A few tips from my advisor's chair. First, sail in May, June, September, or October. The weather is gorgeous, and Dubrovnik's crowds are half what they are in August. Second, Viking ships sell out early. They're smaller, and this itinerary is popular. So plan 9 to 12 months out for the best veranda categories. Third, Viking's included air promotions come and go. The timing of when you book can save you serious money, and watching those windows is literally my job. If the Adriatic just made your list, here's your next step. I'm Ada Janosik, travel advisor with Infinity Fun and Travel. Call me at 855-229-5723, extension 1. Email me at ada@infinityfunandtravel.com or visit infinityfunandtravel.com. And let's start with a free discovery call about your dates, your budget, and whether Viking is your perfect fit. The discovery call costs you nothing. If you choose to have Infinity Fun and Travel design and manage the whole trip, our planning service is $400 per cabin or couple. And with everything we watch, negotiate, and handle, it pays for itself. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and hit the bell. Next time on Ports, Ships, and Resorts, we're headed somewhere wild. Think giant tortoises and blue-footed boobies. Until then, dream big, travel well, and I'll see you on the next one.